What's up, everybody? Welcome to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's number one urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today, the day is Monday. Big day ahead of us. Big day ahead of us. Got so much stuff. I'm serious. I don't know where I'm gonna go with this show today. Let me cut some of these devices off and make sure. Let me share the show. Let me share the show right quick. What's up there, Miss Belinda? Let me get in the show sharing business right quick. Okay, that Robert Hanna. Okay, let's see. Share that. Share with my groups. And then I'm gonna get to business. I'm gonna get to business. I'm gonna get down to business in a minute. Let me share with my groups. Let's see. Right there, right there. Uh, I mean, that's what I hope everybody doing that. When they come on the show, get to sharing. You know, share. Don't just like me, share me. Don't just like me, share me. But great guy. Just so much stuff, man. I don't know. I'm gonna miss some stuff. I there's a lot of stuff I just didn't write down today. Let me go over to where I gotta go. Where I go from there? Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube first and go over there and share it with Twitter. And see what I got. Stuff. There's a lot of stuff. Look at me talking. I don't like the way I talk. King Stick. King Stick. What happened over there, man? I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it, King Stick. I couldn't make it. What happened over there at the Ruck on the Wood? Y'all, I just couldn't make it. I just didn't. I couldn't make it. Right. Well, uh, what did I miss? Couldn't make it, man. I just couldn't make it. I'm over here sharing the show right now, to everybody. Let's see that. If I missed some, yeah, I'll go, yeah. But talk to me, King Sticks. What you see over there? I know you ain't me. I couldn't make it, boss. Old man couldn't make it. My day was, oh my God, my day was full. Yesterday I had some things to do yesterday, and it had nothing to do with the Rock on the Wood. So y'all tell me where. Y'all tell me. That's smooth. I didn't go. Don't ask me. I didn't go to the plate thing yesterday. I just couldn't make it. And I know everybody uh, up in arms and calling me about this Shador stuff. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Um, um, it's funny. That man, hold up, I got to send that to myself, y'all, because just some of these comments, man, these coaches have to make because the owner telling them this and the owner's telling them this. Let's see. It's so much, man. I, I really don't want to talk about it, but I got to. My family doing all right. I didn't even know it was an outage, and my sister had posted them dancing. They dancing at her house, and I said, "What's going on?" And then she told me, my nephews came over there because they didn't have no lighting. So I guess everybody's all right. I haven't talked to nobody. My sister and them. I haven't talked to Penny. I mean, rich folks. I don't call them. They all right. I talk to regular folks. You know, he better have a generator. Shit, if I got one, he can have one. Um, but what's up, Dad? Is Moody. But yo, Rodwell, Rodwell, Rodwell. I don't know where I want to start. I really, really, really don't know where I want to start. But you know what though? I do. I know where I really want to start. Told y'all. Some people have the lead. They have their lead story. And I just, I was thinking about something, y'all. Um, and I meant to tell y'all this last year. I mean, last week. I was just saying, we're gonna get to all the stuff. We're gonna get to the Sean stuff. We're gonna get to everything. Uh uh things that it was okay. A lot of the top dogs wasn't wasn't there. Okay. Got there late, missed 2000. Overall, okay, good. King Sticks was talking about but yo, we have an amazing athlete out here, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we got an amazing athlete. Pray for Gary and Anna. They're still suffering from the storm 2 weeks ago. It's criminal on what's happening. What's the criminal part of it? What's the criminal part of it, that is Moody? Since you say it's criminal, let me get all my stuff. You say it's criminal. What's the criminal part of it? You tell me. Cause I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I haven't looked in it. I haven't looked into it that much. Tell me. I don't know Dana Brown. All I know, he's a brother that worked for the Astros. If he a brother works for the Astros, his ass gonna get fired at some point anyway. So that I don't it don't matter to me. I don't support the Astros. Y'all, I don't support them. Is that news to y'all? I ain't never heard nobody come on here and talk about Dana Brown. Now y'all want to talk about him while he fired? I ain't never heard nobody. Uh, no power in it. How is it criminal? Tell me, how is it criminal? Cause I've lived through some stuff. It's cold as hell in my house. When we had the freeze, that is Moody. I didn't say it was criminal. I just said the next time I bet you I have me a damn generator. I'm just y'all got to explain some. What's up, Gary? Y'all got to explain some. Shadow show. Y'all got to Dana Brown and the Astros resign. Who cares? You get hired to get fired in sports. Talking about another one gone. Another what gone? He had a chance. They getting their ass. They ain't performing the way the owner says, and I'm gonna fire you. Why you want to worry about if he resign or fired? Does it matter? Interesting. In case y'all don't know what I'm talking about, they've been putting these comments up here, talking about Dana Brown out with the Astros. So what? So what? I'm serious. I ain't heard nobody around here talk about Dana Brown. Let me see what Astros at. I ain't heard not one of y'all ever mention Dana Brown on this show. We're gonna talk about that, El Ray Dixon. I'm gonna talk about that. About let me see. Where the Astros? Astros number one in the division, in their division. And they fired the dude. Y'all, I keep telling y'all in sports, coaches, everything. You get hired to get fired. So it shouldn't be. What have he done? Y'all, I don't even know what, I ain't even heard from him. I know one thing, he ain't came over to TSU and hang around their baseball team. Y'all. But let me get back to that. Because I want to address that. But ladies and gentlemen, he said the electricity company, NIPSCO, has not done anything to restore the power, and it's been 2 weeks. No government relief. Glenn Robinson Douglas. It's churches all over the country has been donating money and resources. Friend of mine, church in Atlanta, has been donating a whole lot of stuff to Indiana. And that's what we have to do. We have to look at. So you saying, see, that is Moody, that's above my pay grade. That is Moody, we get power outages here all the time. I don't know what's going on in Indiana. I have no idea. But one thing I do want to know is, ain't that North Indiana? I mean, Indiana, ain't that's Indiana, ain't that South Indiana? Is that close to the north side of Chicago? I'm just wondering, cause have the Chicago Bears, cause they planning on relocating up in the north part of Chicago, near Indiana. Are they helping? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Hey, Linda, how you doing? I mean, I'm telling you, hey man, I have trauma about power outages. I've been in the freeze. Thank God I had a battery operated gas fireplace that I just thought about making sure the battery was in there and that fireplace kept me warm. See there, Linda? See, Linda? Chicago Bears. They planning on relocation in that area, making money in that area. Have they? Who are the who are hold up? Who are the mayor? Who is the mayor? Who is that is Moody? This why I tell people. They always talk about, "Well, I ain't gonna vote. I ain't got time to vote. I ain't gonna vote, man. I ain't that." But who is running the city? Who is running the state? Politics. Listen to me, y'all. It ain't about I like him. I like her. I like him. I like her. Politics is the distribution of resources. So if you don't participate in the people and help elect the people and let them people know you are part of this process, they don't have to worry about you. The distribution of resources. Guess what? Guess what? Hold up. Guess what, Indiana? And I ain't even looked it up. They need what right now? Resources. And that is Moody called it criminal. Well, it's criminal, whoever they got in office up there ain't helping. It's criminal if everybody ain't out there helping each other. It's criminal. See, when the world give you lemon, you got to make lemonade. And listen, I don't know. I am going to study what's happening up there. Because you just gave somebody this criminal what's happening. No, you ain't told. Tell me why it's taking the 10 days. It's the grid. It's the grid messed up. It's they having a hard time. Have they sent for other resources in other cities? That is Moody. You got to give us more than that than just get on here and just get the whining about some of this criminal. No, we got to find out whose responsibility is that. Who in the hell is NIPSCO? Electric company NIPSCO. It ain't just on NIPSCO. You talking about they have not done. So you saying NIPSCO, this company, Thaddeus Moody, just sitting up there, because I don't know. I ain't finna go. That's where Michael Jackson from. I ain't finna go up there and help them people. I'm finna sit here. These people pay me every month for electricity. Electricity. And I'm not gonna help them. Something else is going on. That is Moody. Isaiah, what's up? Somebody put up there talking about his criminal that what's happening in Indiana. So if ain't no listen, ain't no states Republicans no more. I don't want to hear that it's a Republican state. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that no more. Let's go and turn it. Let's turn it whatever color you want to turn it. We don't act like it's a Republican state because the way we are not registered to vote, we don't act like it. So it's a Republican state. So what about the city? What about the city? What about the city council? What about the mayor? What if the mayor said? When you get all that information, you come back on here and we'll talk about it. So let me get back. Let me get to talk about it. You know, y'all, I just don't know enough about it. But I'm trying to say what I know the problem we have here in Houston. But let me keep going. Where was I at? Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady, been knowing her since she was a little girl. And she's doing some amazing stuff that since he hit me there, I want to talk about her right now. Let me see. They sent me some stuff. First of all, her name is Mackenzie Collins. That is Moody, Eric, Isaiah. She runs track for the University of Texas. And she plays on the volleyball team at the University of Texas. Dual sport, high major division one kid from from where from here. Went to Shadow Creek, went to Episcopal. I did not know this girl was that good. And I've been knowing her. I've been busy. Hold on. See, that's what people don't understand. I knew about her brother because I met her brother at a basketball tournament. I never been to her golf match, her track meets. I never been because me and the brother had a, you know, I admired the brother when I first met him. But I'm sitting here, this young girl, and y'all explain to me, y'all find me some more athletes from Houston that's playing. That's a freshman. She's a sophomore this year, though. Ran track last year. They wouldn't let her do it this year. But this sophomore year, they allowed her. Shout out to Mackenzie. I'm just looking. They're trying to send me some stuff on her. Y'all help me. Let me see what this dude said. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This dude said something. Hold on. I've had a few people in my DMs, and I think. Oh, hell no. Give you access to app. But, ladies and gentlemen, Mackenzie Collins, a Texas track athlete, joined the Texas volleyball roster as a middle blocker. I don't know what that is. For the 2026 season, becoming one of two active dual sport athletes on the 40 acres. The rising sophomore adds more depth to the Longhorns lineup, serving as a third middle blocker after the team lost Aiden Ames to the transfer portal. Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Weefall. This don't happen. Mackenzie, you my women rock that rock today on Monday. Because I meant to talk about this on Wednesday. So I'm leading the show with her, really. But I was forced to talk about Gary and Anna. Jay Jackson, what athletes you know playing two sports in college? No, in division high major. I didn't know she was this cold. Sweetie pie. Sweetest young girl. Sweetie. She act like a young little girl. You know when she was young girl, she wasn't one of these grown ass acting little girls. And shout out to mom and the dad. Man, shout out to Mac, man. Y'all, I know I talk about Money Mike. That's Money Mike twin sister. I used to be watching Money Mike. I didn't know. Mackenzie is dude. She one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, she's running track, playing volleyball. I don't think nobody just. I know it ain't your kid. I'm gonna talk about your kid when he do something like this. So unbelievable. Where my applause at? This little girl, man. Man, I ain't know she was this good. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. But shout out to Mac. Uh, I'm going to a game now. I, I, I ain't know you like that. When you ball, you get the call. And then somebody asked me about who was that said something, and we can go on there. So I know y'all want to see it. I know y'all want to hear it. I don't know y'all. I know you want to hear it. Somebody asked the question. What was the question? Hold up. Hatter. Okay, I put it on the screen. Old Del Rey. He said, Mr. Hatter, Sean Watson was named as starter quarterback for the Browns. What do you think about it? Jay Elray, what you think about it? Elray, you should know I got something. But I just want to know. Anybody else got? Let me put Elray on. Let me put Elray big so y'all can see me and Elray. Elray, let me put you up there big. Hold on. Where Elray at? Let me put you up there big up there on the broadcast. What you think, man? Isaiah, what you think? I got a lot of mixed emotions. Uh just don't know where I want to start. Um, Let me go here. Let me go here. Maybe I'm not worried about Deshaun Watson as much. What does this say about what they think about Shadua Sanders? That's the problem I'm wrestling with right now, El Ray. Because on March the 17th, uh, 2022, Deshaun Watson and his agent told the Browns that they were out of the running. Y'all done. We going to Atlanta. Y'all out of it. A day later, they signed him to a $230 million guaranteed contract. And it's been a disaster ever since. He was awful on Saturday. A 14 passer rating. Absolutely outplayed by Shadua Sanders. And yet, the Browns are naming Deshaun the starting quarterback for week one. Why are you doing it so soon? Makes no sense. They signed him to a $130 million contract, guaranteed, unprecedented, with 27 civil lawsuits pending. Jim Haslam, I don't like him. I don't know why that's ringing like that. Jim Haslam, I should have put myself on Do Not Disturb. I need to do that, y'all. Thank you. I need to put myself on Do Not Disturb. But now my sister, no, I can't do it. I can't do that. Jim Haslam is one of these old rich ass people. Can't nobody tell him what to do. He went against what every other owner in the NBA, NFL. He said, man, don't do that. Let's not even start that. I have no sympathy for losing NFL franchises. No sympathy for them. And let me give you four of the worst moves in pro sports history ever to me. When the Raiders had a GM and a coach off TV. When Dan Snyder, who was one of the worst owners in sports history, hired Steve Spurrier, who acknowledged that he a college football coach and he just want to play golf. And that disaster lasts for 3 weeks. The Angels, California Angels, let Ohtani walk and got nothing for him. Got nothing for the Babe Ruth of this era. And this move right here. What do they all have in common? Deshaun Watson came on in an interview after the poor performance the other day. Oh, this is what he did.
Man, I didn't have no reaction. I think the biggest thing is, I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows. It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So, I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. Um, and yeah, just move on.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Um, Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles, and that same fan base they cheered when I got hurt. So does that have to do with what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city.
Dude, they didn't cheer you got hurt. They cheered that the new quarterback came in the game. But keep going.
And they cheer.
Does any of that make you regret coming here?
No, I don't regret anything in my life. I think the Lord put me through situations for a reason, so I don't regret anything at all. But you know, I had different thoughts on how it was going to be, but it is what it is. Um, Sometimes the tables turn.
After that, alienating the fans. This dude here just went wild on him. I don't like this. Well, watch this.
You should boo him. If you see him in the mall of Willowbrook, boo his ass. If you see him on the DMV, boo him. Don't stop booing him. If he goes to the Pro Bowl, boo him. If he wins a Super Bowl, boo his sorry ass.
I'm just showing you. He came on today, Deshaun.
Saturday after the game, um, you know, I think just human nature, just myself being very emotional, putting a lot of time these last 2 years to get back and spend time in this facility in the city, meeting a lot of different people in the community. I thought I was going to get a little different response, but I think my emotions got the best of me, and I wasn't my comments wasn't intending to go at any of the fans around in the city, because there's been a lot of great fans that have been supporting me, and I know the frustration this organization has.
That's when he came back. But you know what? You know what? Where my golfers at? I'm gonna use a golfer's analogy. The people already liked him. The ownership. All he had to do was let's say all you had to do was finish the round. Just finish the round of golf. You could double bogey. You can bogey, you can double bogey, you can hit it in the water, you can three putt, you can four putt. You can finish the round. Just finish the round. Sign your scorecard, shake your partner's hand, and go home to starting quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Instead, he threw his clubs in the water, ran over the gallery with his cart, and burned the clubhouse down. That man talked against the fans, and he's still the starting quarterback. Ladies and gentlemen, let me help you out. Imagine being a Browns season ticket holder person today. Hi, this Chip with the Browns. Click. Yeah, I wonder, do you want to spend $50,000 on a public seat license for our new Dome Stadium? It's opening in 29. Y'all, I don't know what it is, and maybe I can't see it. I'm not a GM. I'm not an owner. I'm not I just been watching this football journey for a long, long time, watching the best in the world play it and being around the best. And I I don't think the Cleveland Browns think that Shador is the answer. Because Deshaun, they don't care about no money. They print money. Brad McDonald, you'd be surprised who voted for Trump. It's some friends of yours voted for Trump and ain't told you. Yeah. This is double down bad for Sanders, man. They rather play the guy that angered the entire fan base. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just sitting up here thinking about this. Deshaun's journey from Clemson, quarterback with a kind demeanor, who grew up in a home built by Warwick Dunn. I'll never forget it. I've helped with the Warwick Dunn Foundation. To right here is one of the bigger 180s I've ever seen an athlete do in the internet age. This dude was everything coming out of Cleveland. I mean, coming out of Clemson. Came to Houston, was doing stuff. You know, he was the man. And I never forget him. What I loved about him when he had the ruptured something was ruptured and he couldn't fly because you be in that tube and it'll enhance it. It'll hurt him a lot. It should hurt him real bad if he tried to. And he got in a luxury coach bus. Somebody drove him down to Jacksonville, and he still played. Deshaun Watson. I mean, but he said Wednesday, uh, he didn't care if the fans booed him. I don't know. He seemed like he cared. He said he regrets nothing in his life. You don't regret those 23 civil suits against you. And I ain't gonna get on him for this, but people seem to get on him for it. Dude, fix your earring, your expensive earrings in the locker room, then come out. Don't come out there doing that. Couldn't have scripted it worse if you tried. As a Shador supporter, the Deshaun Watson being named the starter, it really don't bother me. Every time the media would ask uh, about what do you call it, DW4 about him starting, he would literally say, every time they asked him, he always said, that's on the ownership and the coach. Whereas when Shador would answer, he said, it's on the coach. Ladies and gentlemen, don't take those two things for granted. This was written before Camp Man even started. It was a promise to Deshaun from the Haslams, and it's been the most obvious secret. No matter how bad you play, you will still call. You will still start because Jimmy said so. This the Jimmy Haslam who go against all the other owners. Yes, he do want to be there. Hey, if you say this, you got to be at your rabbit ass mind if you think he don't want to be there. You don't buy a house nowhere that you don't want to be. You still rent. That man has spread his wing. His wife, I think his wife, Jill, I think she cool with the owner's wife. Because they seem like they'll hang with each other. Y'all don't understand Jimmy Haslam. See, I've studied Jimmy Haslam. Y'all just looking at, I don't know what the hell y'all looking. Y'all looking at these players. I study owners. Like y'all study players, I study owners. And it's not just the money. It's not just the Jimmy Haslam. It ain't about the money to him. They got money. The man owned, y'all know the man owned the Milwaukee Bucks also. But if y'all got to realize, he went against every owner in the league to sign that crazy, stupid ass contract with Deshaun. And my thing is the Andrew Berry boy gonna get they're gonna fire him. Because the owner you can't fire the owner. I'm finna repeat it again. I know it jumped over your head. They asked him about who is stop Deshaun. It's up to the owner and the coach. They asked Shador, it's up to the coach. He ain't mentioned the owner. That boy got a relationship with the owner. That owner fell on the sword for the whole league for Deshaun Watson. That owner ain't never had a quarterback like that in his life. He said, I'm going to give you 200. I ain't worried about this 200 million I'm giving you. You had 27 civil lawsuits against you, and I still gave you that money. Are y'all see all of this y'all talking about? He said the visiting team. I don't worry about no damn visiting teams. He talking about Deshaun don't want to be there. What? Deshaun probably think them folks gonna give him another contract. Listen to me, y'all. Jimmy Haslam don't want to make it look bad. Shador was the better quarterback in camp. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I had somebody there. Eric, you got to know who Haslam is. That man told Jerry Jones and all of them, man, F y'all. I'm getting him fully guaranteed. They said, no, man, we can't do that. We just go start I'm doing what I want to. Y'all can't tell me what the hell I'm doing. Y'all, I told y'all on the what day was that? April 17th, 2020. Deshaun and his agent said, man, we ain't coming to no damn Cleveland. Ragla ass Cleveland. We going to ATA. I'm from down there. The next day, they signed this deal. I repeat again. Shador Sanders was the best quarterback in this camp. He was the better in the preseason. And you can never stop this dysfunctional organizations from being one, no matter how you try. They one of the worst organizations ever. They ain't won none since 1964. I'm telling you, has them off the chain. Y'all can't tell me what to do. I don't care how good. I know what he's saying to me. I don't care how good your deal ass is. He ain't starting in front of my boy. Yo, it don't matter. I ain't won nothing no way, and I'm still getting rich every day. Deshaun was my pick. They ain't trading this boy. You ain't hearing me. I'm sitting up here telling you the history, and you talking about they trading him. Y'all ain't getting it. Y'all. This is not business as usual. This ain't business as usual. This just Haslam. He ain't trying to move it off of this asset. He told the whole NFL, F you, I'm going to sign my boy to whatever I want to. This is my boy. And you talking about trading? They had the option to just put him on the injury reserve the whole year like the Texans did. All that trade stuff y'all coming from the media. I told y'all stay y'all. I'm telling y'all. I'm putting y'all behind of this man and this fucking maniac. Cause the other owner saying, please let this happen. Please cut his ass. Get him out of the way. Get him out of the way so we can we can never get nobody no guaranteed contracts no more like that. But Jimmy Haslam said, nah, I don't care how good this little fifth round ass draft pick that I ain't got to pay no money. Shut up and set your ass down and your daddy too. Ladies and gentlemen, what they call them people who got that FU money? Jimmy Haslam got that FU money. But this all plays into the favor for Shedeur Sanders because he holds all the momentum right now. And his play on the field and within that fan base, we just had to, what's my favorite? I told y'all I got my favorite acronym is LIPO. We just got to let it play out. This man, everybody don't act like Jimmy Haslam, man. I'm telling you. He interrupted his damn coaches in the press conference. Him and the coach, they asked the coach a question. He just answered the question. No, I'm just telling you. No. You tell me, oh, you just asking. No, Trey. Who wants the, I'm going to repeat it. On April the 17th, 2020, Deshaun Watson and his agent told Jim Haslam, hell no, I ain't coming. Y'all ain't in the running. So Jim Haslam, the next day on the 18th, they signed him to an unprecedented deal ever in NBA history, NFL history, ain't another one gonna be like it. Because how bad this thing happened. Right? 230 million to a guy who had 27 civil lawsuits against him. Deshaun Watson is a genius. Obviously, people think he won't out of Cleveland because he knows Shadua will start. And maybe he does. But what a better way to get a pink slip than to rip the fans? Pure genius. He ripped the fans and thought he was going to get out. You know what? See, but then he come back and apologize. See, y'all always say stuff when we mad. Y'all done said something when you're mad before, Eric. Trey Phillip, you done said something when you're mad. You really didn't mean it, man. I thought I'm gone. Then you get out of that car and mama done lock your ass out. Then you think about, well, man, I need to go back in there. Shit, where else I'm gonna go? Who else want my ass? You can't cut Deshaun. The dead cap for next season would be detrimental. Almost $90 million. Yeah, 90 million. Because of how they spread the money out. Can't trade him. No one's trading for a PR nightmare who's been terrible on the field. You can't make him the backup quarterback. There's no situation now in which you can put him back on. I just don't understand how they put him back on the field. Now they got to burn a roster spot to keep all four of these quarterbacks. Because that young dude Green, they got to keep him. Now I get rid of Gabriel little ass if I have to, but he an emergency. They call him emergency quarterback. And if you don't think Gabriel is good enough to be a backup, go sign somebody else. It's crazy. I'm just sitting here thinking about it, man. Just sitting up here thinking about it. Let me see what else I had. Then what's wrong with this damn Enes Cantor? Big goof ass who got cut from the NBA. Can't even go back to his own where he from because they gonna arrest his ass as soon as he get off the plane. He go get into it at the women's basketball game messing with Natasha Cloud. Well, Natasha Cloud looked like she might have not whooped him, but she would have tried. This woman over here. But ladies and gentlemen, y'all, no television show on earth compares to the NFL. Fail. Do y'all know the owner? The owner of the 49ers, Jed York, was arrested in Ohio on a prostitution-related case. The man said, let's talk about the Phoenix Suns one day. Hey, you lack for me to talk about them teams, don't you? I don't blame you. Yo, you know what? I be wanting to talk about it, but I don't even know if y'all be wanting to get all that information. They owner, when he bought the team, and you know what? I'm gonna have to go there. I'm glad you go. I'm gonna go there. Soon as I get this break, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. But their owner, Matt Ishbia, he made his money in the mortgage business. The mortgage industry is down. So he ain't got as liquid as he was. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just something about my NBA. Y'all, I love the NBA. NBA, listen, I love the NBA. But watch this. I'm finna give you this here, and I'm gonna damn it, boy, that boy. I know you. I know you want to hear about it. Oh, there. Where I want to go? This way. Yeah, this way. Before I go there, I'm gonna go talk to Call Joe.
713 call Joe. If you been injured, Joe Steven Law Firm. 713 call Joe. Car wreck, truck wreck, let Joe confirm. 713 call Joe. Need a pro on the K, let Joe take over.
What's up, Houston? This is attorney Joe Stevens. I'm a former Houston Rocket with over 20 years of experience in the insurance industry and a decade of experience in the courtroom. I know how insurance companies operate, and I know how to fight back.
713 call Joe. 713 call Joe.
Eric Harrison, you've been on my phone calls because somebody wanted to call me. They wanted to know my big picture thoughts about the league from the commissioner's standpoint. Like I said, Matt Ishbia, with all this phony money that these owners be buying these teams with these valuations and all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. I got a valuation. I got a valuation to talk about too. You know what? I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll come to you in the end with my valuation. I got a valuation that's going to affect some people around me. But listen to me. This comes from a place of genuine love and respect for the game. But my guy asked me, Robert, who is going to save the NBA from itself? See, he just asked me about Matt Ishbia, but that guy Dundon up there in Portland, he in bad shape too. What Mark Walters sale of the Lakers to Josh Kushner and Bob Iger, and it happened when it happened. 14 months after he himself bought the team. I said, they just turned one of the crown jewels of sports brands into a condo on South Beach. Eric, my guys were calling me. You know what condo, you brought it, right? On South Beach. Got the great views. But oh, you want to pay me double for it? Cool. I flip it right now. And then I didn't know by the end of the week, we're going to have another condo flip. And that, Mark Lowry, anybody been on this show long enough, I talked about Mark Lowry about years ago. Mark Lowry. Y'all was talking about, y'all remember y'all was talking about Alex Rodriguez gonna buy it. Alex Rodriguez. I said, Mark Lowry. Hey, Victoria. Mark Lowry. I mentioned it. That is Moody. No, Mark Lowry. That is Moody been sending me stuff. Mark Lowry. Mark Lowry. I have to watch every move Mark Lowry make. First of all, when my son got out of college, Mark Lowry was his mentor. So me and Mark Lowry going, And when Mark and the Minnesota Timberwolves were selling his majority stake to Mark Stad, or Stad, it's S-T-A-D. I don't know how to pronounce it because I don't. I'm sorry, Mark. I don't know you, but you know. Uh, L. Ray Dixon. It ain't enough to just get your clients some money. How you manage your clients. Deshaun then had a PR night where, listen, you can say it was Mulugeta, but I call it Jim Haslam. Then I call it all this bad PR that this boy getting. Is that your responsibility too? So if you're going to take the money, your boy is your boy got one of the worst PR situations in basketball, in football history. 27 civil lawsuits. But let me keep going. I hope y'all see where I'm going with this. It's going to a place where nobody's buying teams because, man, I'm from this city. This team need a good steward. Nobody's buying a team because I'm a crazy fan and that's an opportunity that I've always wanted. They're buying these teams because they're assets that appreciate in value. Who is going to save the league from that? I remember this phrase. You have to be an active participant in your own rescue league. It comes to mind. I think Pat Riley once said that. You have to. Y'all can Google it. I mean, y'all can tweet it if you want to. You have to be an active participant in your own rescue. You can't sit up here and wait on us to rescue you. You got to be an active participant. And it's scary to me. Y'all been around this game a long time. And it's literally a scary prospect. You would think more billionaires in the league, that means everything, because you're going to get upgraded for everything. Look what Steve Ballmer did. He upgraded everything, the stadium and everything. I mean, it's everything. If y'all go in that stadium, y'all gonna go crazy. And he didn't use no city money. He said, Inglewood, keep your little money. I got this. James Dolan, you own the right across the street from my new place. You own the Lester. He said you own the World Western Forum, the Great Forum, the Forum. Let me get that off you too. The travel is going to be upgraded. The service, everything going to be upgraded. You got all these billionaires coming in, the salaries and the arenas and all of these things. And you ask yourself the question, what is an owner's end game for getting in the league? Eric, I can't believe you. I can't believe you just took me here. It ain't like, these owners getting in the league now. It's not because they want to be a celebrity. It's not because, man, I've been a fan of this all my whole life. It's not because this is an antique. This is a museum piece that through 30 years will appreciate in value. These owners ain't thinking like that now. There is something and looking to change it and flip it in 12 to 18 months. Think about these two situations. Now they don't want no power. They trying to flip it to get their money. They ain't buying like Mark Cuban was a fan. He loved it. Jerry Buss was a fan. He loved it. Steve Ballmer is a fan. He loved it. He bought the team. He ain't buy the team to flip it. Think about these two situations. The thing about these two situations that are interesting to me. One, the Lakers. The Lakers are like the Cowboys or the Yankees. They are not supposed to move, ladies and gentlemen. And the fact that the Buss family are going through all of this infighting to a level, I can understand why Jeannie Buss is fighting so hard, because at least she understands this thing is precious, what this is about. I'm not saying she should the move the way she been moving. Since her dad had been she did Jerry West wrong. She's a little riding the last something now. Don't get it twisted. Kick Magic out. All of them Jerry Buss's dudes. Kick Magic out for Rob Pelinka. I hope that's the first damn dude get fired, Rob Pelinka. I shouldn't say that. I don't like nobody, say nobody. But I hope he's the first person to get evaluated. Is that better? But I understand, because Jeannie had a civic responsibility. I want you guys to think back. Think about Adam Silver's NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a shot at Adam Silver. Watch this, but since Adam has taken over, I would say around 2011, because that was his CBA, collective bargaining agreement with the player. Stern was still the guy, but this was Adams. He let Adams have the lead on that. More than half the teams have changed hands in that period of time. And it's only been 15 years. That's abnormal. Usually the NBA would like to have a couple of billionaires just sitting around somewhere on the side, just in case somebody don't get a deal done, and they'll say, hey, I got this sweet little deal over here, this Adam Silver job over here. You might want to get your house in order. See, Adam Silver already had a relationship over here with Iger and Kushner. They had already been talking, because they trying to get the expansion franchise or at Vegas. He already talking to Bill Laurie and people like that. But at some point, we're not going to run out of threats to make people buy stuff. And Mark Lurie, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the mess they was in. Do y'all remember how ugly and protracted that thing was for years? Glenn Taylor, the owner who was selling the club to him, he would sit on one side of the court. Mark Lurie and Alex Rodriguez would sit on another side of the court. They'd be dressed like they going to a white party in the playoffs. They all hip. They really upgrade the aesthetic of the Minnesota Timberwolves and the profile of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let me tell you something. It was cool to be at their games. And then he go off and sell it. You just brought Kevin Garnett back in the fold by honoring him, because Kevin Garnett said he will never step a foot back long as Glenn Taylor on the team. And then you sell it? Who views these teams, Eric Harrison, as civic assets? At some point, the NBA has to stop and just look at who is going to buy these teams as far as franchise valuations. I say, who is going to be in for the long haul? You got to evaluate. You have to streamline the vetting process. And I'm blaming you, Adam, because guess what? We praise you when you do good. To make sure the guys are able are in front, not just for the right reason, but for the in this thing for the long haul. I'm just watching this, man. And other NBA news, and before I go to NBA news, let me see, can I pull this thing up? Let me see, can I pull this thing up? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see, can I pull this thing up? Oh, here it comes. I want to send it. I want to read something to you. I want to read something to you. How do you build culture in these organizations? The teams grew up to love. Yeah. It's exclusive. First of all, Mark Lowry, if you go anything about him, he started a company called diapers.com, sold that to Bezos, and he can't stand Bezos, sold that to him. He founded this company called jet.com, a rival to Bezos, Amazon, back in the day. And during that time, he was at jet.com. They acquired my son at jet.com, Mark Lowry. Went to Cornell, said, man, I need you to be here. That's my son's first job. That's the job. That's the job that paid him so much that he told it the summer league, and man, I'm going to play basketball. I'm finna go work. Y'all, I'm done with basketball. But what's so unique about it? I didn't know nothing about Jet, but that's the company. If y'all ever remember, I told you the story when I went over there to visit. It was in Hoboken, New Jersey, right next to the W Hotel. That's where the office was. My favorite hotel is that W right there in Hoboken. I didn't like to stay in New York. I stayed in Hoboken and I always just went to New York when I came to New York. But I never forget. I told you when I went up to visit his office, and I came back down. I don't know what I came to do, but the security the security guards and the guys, they were sitting down. And they said, "Man, got a great son, man." He said, "Man, he treat all of us with respect." He said he treat us just like he would he would treat the CEO. He treat everybody the same, and I thought that was amazing to me that them guys were talking about you know the young fella like that. So what happened? Jet had gotten so big and so good. Walmart, Jet was the what e-commerce, just like Amazon. Walmart didn't have an e-commerce presence. Okay, Walmart. So they said instead of us just building a e-commerce, we got brick and mortar stores, but we want to get into e-commerce. They just bought Jet. They said, here 5 billion, for 4 billion. Mark Lowry here. Mark Lowry be cashing out. I'm just showing y'all how he cashed out. He cashed out with Diver.com. So he cashed out with this, right? So I told my son, ride with this dude. So Mark Lowry had a 5-year no compete clause. So he couldn't. So for a while, they had Robin and was working on the transition from with Jet and Walmart. Then Walmart came and said wanted Robert to come move to Bentonville, Arkansas. He said, "Dad, I don't care how much money. I don't care how much money they paying me. I ain't going to no damn Arkansas. That wasn't in my cards. I said, dude, they paying you this, they paying you. I ain't working for no damn Walmart. I said, okay. So guess what? I can't. So during this time, Mark Lowry was getting ready to launch another company called the Wonder Company. And I'm gonna read about that. I said, Rob, Mark Lowry couldn't talk to none of the employees. So somebody else contacted Rob and said, man, do you want to be a part of Wonder? I looked it up. I said, look, Rob, it's what you do. That dude there has won and everywhere he been. If you won't bet on a horse, let's bet on that. That's how they think. So I was teaching him, let's think like that. And I hope I'm teaching our next generation. I hope I'm teaching somebody else out there. So I said, Rob, go with this company. And when you when you start working for the company, get as less salary as you can and as much stock as you can in the company. Y'all follow me? The Wonder Company. When you go there, get more stock. We betting on this horse. Mark Lowry, we betting on this horse. So the reason Mark Lowry sold, he bought the Minnesota Timberwolves for 1.5 and got 4.8 back. But he said, I got to go concentrate on my IPO with Wonder. And I'm going to read this. Mark Lowry says Wonder is gearing up for an IPO after raising 650 million at a $1 billion value. Excuse me, I'm sorry, at a $9 billion valuation. This company that I told my son, take less salary and buy more stock. They raised 650 million at a set $9 billion valuation. Let me read. Mark Lowry is ready to ring the bell, they said. The serial entrepreneur who previously sold Jet.com to Walmart for 3.3. I thought it was 4. I'm sorry, I'm off the building. Told Fortune exclusive that his food deliveries and service company Wonder will be ready and prepared to go public early next year. And the company has news to back it up. Wonder, as a food tech platform, raised, Robert is good at what? E-commerce and tech. Raised more than 650 million in the Series D and a $9 billion valuation. That company, just like the Lakers was a 12.5 billion. This what they talking about this company. The company told Fortune, they was talking about it. They said the new interests include Alliance Bernstein, Kathy Woods Investments, Kane Anderson, the Goldman Sachs, Jeffries, and J.P. Morgan serve as placement agents. The round brings Wander's total raise to approximately $3 billion since they got founded in 2018. Y'all got to realize, my son graduated Cornell's 2017. He got in here at the right time rolling. Wanda operates 135 food halls across 10 East Coast states. Each location run 30 restaurants. You can look it up. But I was just sitting there just thinking about it, man. You know, this dude, he made a move. But if you look at his history, that's what he always been doing. Yeah, there's plenty of bread in Bentonville, but my son didn't want to stay in no damn Bentonville. He just told me. I mean, it's just, man, it's just fun to see stuff like this happening to young people, man. Even if this was not my son, uh, I knew the work he put in. He the one helped one to get off. He was one of them ones. He was one of the few in the beginning to help one to get off. Uh, 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 yes, that's why I had him go to Cornell. Absolutely, he don't go to Cornell, he don't get this job at all. That's all Mark Laurie hired is from Harvard and Cornell. But but it's just unique, man. I mean, I didn't know that was gonna happen. I just said I looked at his history. See, I don't know y'all. Maybe everybody different from me. Man, if my kid's involved in some, I want to take a look at it because I might see something he can't see. You follow me? I might come. He always, Dad, what you think about this? 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 Dude, you on that horse I told you to stay on. Stay on that horse. Now, Robert done moved on from Wonder, but he still got his star. Now he born building up on, hold up. He following Mark Mark Lurie's he gonna try to build up his own stuff. So it's just unique, man. Yeah, man, I was excited. Let me tell you something. Y'all know I was excited about when he played basketball, but y'all, I'm excited about he's sitting up here just okay, okay. And he's so, I'm talking about it more than he ever talk. I had long time ago when they first started doing this, I had to sign an NDA. Yes. Because he told me about it. He said, Dad, you got to sign this NDA now. I can't talk to you about this. I had to sign it because you have to. Y'all all are in if you ever get a chance to go into a business meeting with me and I'm giving y'all some ideas and you giving some ideas, make sure you have an NDA. So can't nobody come out of there with your idea talking about it's theirs. You understand me? I hope that help out young businessmen. It's all right. NDA ain't bad. Bring your little buddy. Hey, man, I got to uh got to sign this NDA. Boy, y'all owe me for that one. I'm gonna save somebody. I'm gonna save somebody. See, y'all might not be the people on this feed. I might not save, but there's some young people I'm gonna save with that one. Okay, but then I went into NBA. I was just thinking about uh Klay Thompson. Was signed a deal with Miami. Um, he after the Mavs going to buy him out. I think yesterday at 5. He cleared waivers. 5 Eastern yesterday, and following his contract buyout, he was due 17. Talking about Klay Thompson, 17.5 million in the final season of his contract. Um, we didn't get the details of what the buyout was, though. I didn't know, and that's where my brain goes sometime, y'all. Cause usually tell you this. They ain't telling us how much did he give up. They ain't said nothing. And at Miami, uh, he has the opportunity to be a vital cog on a team that is supposed to be one of the best in the Eastern Conference, maybe the best in the NBA. You got Bam, you got Giannis, you got Eric, not Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra. You could, 'cause Eric Spoelstra is one of them coaches, ladies and gentlemen, him and Ty Lue, that I would say I'd like to say some of the best coaches. And the reason I say that, he'll take your 5 and beat you with your 5 and beat you with his 5. That's when I know. That's when I say a coach can coach. I ain't talking about the coach who got all the players, get all the players, and get and all that. I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about I be looking at him. He'll take my players and beat me with them, and take his players and beat me with them. But I was thinking about that because after money, that is what every NBA player should be looking for: chance to win and after money, and because you want to win and you want to be a big reason why they win, and people say that all the time. They want to be a big reason why they win. I'll never forget. Um, I got you, Jim. I never forget. And I'm gonna come to Jim in a minute. Um, when you go to these teams, you want to be a part of. You just don't want to be on a team. You want to be a part of them winning, right? But I remember Mitch Richmond said. He said he was on one of those Laker teams that won in the early 2000s. Y'all probably don't even remember. But Phil Jackson likes to give books to all the guys on the team so they can accept their role that they're going to be playing this season, right? He always give out big. And they asked Mitch, what book did he give you? Mitch said he called it the Sit Your Ass Over There on That Bench and Never Play book. That's the one I read. And so but shout out to Mitch Richmond. He's so crazy, y'all. He's the greatest guy to be around. But that's when you talk about Klay Thompson, he found a team, and if he can get back to himself and just knock down shots, he gonna have every time Jimmy he hit the flow, I have him 12 feet from Giannis. Wherever Giannis is, 12 feet from Giannis. And that's gonna give Giannis a clear lane to that basket. But I got you here, Jimbo. Uh, uh, what's going on, man?
And coming out of Ruck on Wood, want to acknowledge the champions of that.
Come on.
Let everybody know thank you for coming out. Of course, Ruck on Wood. We always have a great time up in there, and times have changed, so it isn't the same as before.
What you mean?
Like, when it first started, the very top players in the area, they felt compelled.
Okay.
They felt they had to be there.
Okay.
Nowadays, the very top players feel they don't have to be there.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Okay.
That's because I understand, but at the same time, this is a platform, it's an open gym. So
Right.
you still have fun watching, long as the energy is there. Then it's kind of good, and you can last watching young players compete. But if they're participating and it's just blasé, the mood isn't, their energy isn't right, then it's like, man, what am I doing here? This is garbage. But if you're watching kids have fun and they're competing, it kind of escape reality. You don't realize it doesn't matter what level they are or not.
Right.
You watch them have some fun.
Right.
You ever walk through the park or walk by a park and some kids
I do it all
playing
the time.
something, and you stop and watch them? Okay, ain't no Division I player necessarily right there, but you know what? Look, Daddy doing. Let me see what he got. Look, Daddy giving it to him, talking a little smack, having a little fun. Guess what? And then you come. Hey, where you go to school at, little man? And you go from there. But it's not a way. It doesn't feel like it's a waste of your time.
And Jimmy, those top guys be playing and all this other stuff so much. They got extra stuff coming in and extra stuff. They're going here, they're going. Sometimes chimes has changed too. Not necessarily the people that are interested. Chimes has changed a little bit too. The calendar has changed a little bit. I would say.
Oh, it's changed a lot bit. Remember, school didn't even start until after Labor Day for most schools.
Right.
When we started Ruck on Wood. So
okay.
It was clearly always the weekend before school.
For school,
started.
Yes.
It always, so in the past. Now, hell, school has been in 2-3 weeks before then. So I get it. Times have changed. And it made me think, reflect on it. It's like music has changed. The way we listen to music has changed. And I'm going to tell you, dances will come back. But I can assure you guys one thing. We ain't never going back to vinyl records.
No.
We ain't never going back to 8 tracks.
No.
We ain't never going back to cassette tapes.
No.
But some of our best, most fondest memories for older guys, older people of a certain age, some of your best action was had as a result of a cassette tape. Lord, behold, when they invented auto reverse. When they invented auto reverse, game was over. Hell, you ain't had to get up. Hell, you ain't had to get auto reverse. Whoa, Paul. Don't let it be one of them. Hey, don't let it be one of them 120 minutes. You got 60 minutes on each side of the
Hey, man.
But boy,
That's
y'all know what I'm talking about.
Y'all,
so that's what I mean. So people stop trying to compare Rucker on Wood of today with yesteryear. Do you guys understand that this thing has been going on for 26 consecutive years? We had Rucker on Wood when the COVID was in. 26 straight years. That don't soak in. Events don't last that long in today's climate. And so this thing has still been going on. 2001, if you count the years, count 2001 as 1 year. That's 26. Rucker on Woods. And you see the ambiance is there. You're playing on a college campus. And
that's what I like.
The college coaches are there. So you tell me another event in the United States of America that these young kids will be able to go and participate in for at least 3 hours of playing and of dialogue and only have to pay less than $50. You can get a player in and a parent in for $50. A player and a parent. That's the total registration, and for everybody to get in, $50. You think about that. Let that soak in, and you get to enjoy it. An air-conditioned facility. Coaches are watching. Coaches are interacting. You have a medical trainer on site. You have a MC with background music, and you have videographers. You have recruiting services, scouting service, and you're getting all of the bangs. Had a kids yesterday traveled from out of town. You had to play in Rucker on Wood. That's how much it meant. You had one kid. Guess where he came in from?
Where?
Denver, Colorado.
No.
On my mama. He came. He flew in.
That's Chad Grove territory right there. Yeah.
He flew in from Denver, Colorado, right? And then came and participated. He flew in the night before, him and his dad, and they came, rested, went and did a walkthrough over at Rice.
Okay.
They came in town, the coaches at Rice, they said they're going to do.
This is a white kid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I figured that.
With above average academic, that happens to be by 6'7", 6'7 and a half, 6'8" as well.
How did he find out about it?
Ooh.
Got to ask that.
Not sure.
Got to ask that.
Word of mouth, somebody that knows. Then I think about it. One guy that knows.
You want to know.
You
want to know.
Yeah. So CJ Savazos, right, who does the NIL for football.
Yeah.
So I think CJ it knows the family. Okay. So that's how they became abreast to know I exist. Okay. But they had great fun, and the schedule benefited because they teamed, and the team made it to the semifinals, Adam. Made it to the semifinals.
Okay.
And they got knocked out in the semifinals, and the kid went and they took a shower and went on to the airport, caught the flight at 8:00 and was about H-Town. Another kid came from Louisiana, 2 of them from Louisiana to play yesterday. One kid drove from Fort Worth, DFW, to play in Rucker on Wood.
That's good.
His team won the championship in the 12th grade division.
Jimmy, now that you're telling me this, I don't care about the other players who didn't come.
It.
I don't.
It really. This year is the first year that it really hit me to whereas, well, it's not like saying, don't care if you don't come. That means I'm paying attention to it. I didn't even pay attention to who wasn't there. You see what I'm saying? It's different if I say, I don't care about you. I don't care. No, that means that means you occupying real estate in the back of my mind for me to tell you to bring up and muster up, oh, I don't care about them. No. I do
I
care
like
about
that,
them.
man.
I do care about them, but I just didn't have time to even realize who wasn't there. I was so focused on who
That's the
was there.
ticket right there. That's it right there.
And it was a great thing. Everybody played, sit, played, sit, played, sit, play. There was 8 teams in both sessions.
That's the way.
Now next week is probably going to be
Crowd.
at least 10 teams. It's going to be sold out next week because that's the 9th grade and the 10th graders. And those are always the more populated ones.
Right.
Hell, there's only about 14 slots left, period. And the day is Monday. So those are going to sell out for certain. For sure. So if you're watching it and but getting back to this yesterday, the 12th grade division, I mentioned it about the young man that came all the way from Fort Worth. His team won the championship. So he had to be one of the last guys to leave. You know what I'm saying? He could have been halfway on the highway. Young fella didn't even care. But I'm going to give you a PSA. If you're coming from out of town as a 9th grader or a 10th grader, there are showers at University of St. Thomas that you can use, parents. There's showers. So that means if anybody wants to take a shower, they're probably available for out-of-town kids. We don't need everybody to line up to take showers, which that's probably not going to happen anyway. But if you're from out of town, I recommend you take a shower. That way your young people, when they get back home, it's going to be late. And that way you don't have to ride in the car with the windows cracked because, he ain't smelling right or whatnot. Make him, and because that messes with people's self-esteem. When a person tell you that you don't smell right, then you sometimes you tend to, you don't want them to smell you, or you don't want to function right. So, but this class of 2027, Adam, this team, I want to acknowledge these players, and so you guys can share the show right now if you would. Let me do it as well. Right now. I'm sharing this show right now, and I'm sharing it on the Facebook and on the YouTube. You guys can join me to share it to your social media pages. This is you're on the Chop Shop right now. The best 120 minutes of your day. We on this magical Monday, and of course, here we go. I'm sharing it to my X platform as well. That's what I'm doing. I just shared it to you, to the Facebook, and now there we go. So now I got that done. So now this class of 2027, this team that won it all was a team that did not win but one game in pool play. They was getting their heads beat in pool play, got to wonder about themselves, and found a way to win 3 straight games in the bracket play. So I tip my brim to, first and foremost, this is team number 6, Omari Anderson. That's the young man from Fort Worth Paschal High School. Fort Worth Paschal is the school that was famously knocked off and upset, pulled off one of the greatest, what I call one of the greatest state tournament upsets in the history of Texas basketball. Jack Yates High School featuring Ricky Winslow and Carvin Holcomb, Stacy Belcher, and all those guys had made it to the state tournament as they were expected to. Ricky Winslow was a McDonald's All-American, and they ran up, and Tommy Malone, the late great head coach Tommy Malone, decided to pull the air out the ball, slow it down, and that team from Fort Worth upset the mighty Jack Yates that year. This kid, Omari Anderson, he's 6'1" senior. He's on that team from Fort Worth Pascal. Shout out to him for making the trip down and helping his team win the championship. Also, Braylon Darton, 6-foot guard from Tomball Memorial High School. Shout out to Braylon for winning the championship at Ruck-on-Wood on Team 6. Also, Braylon Hall. So you had a Braylon and a Braylon. Braylon Hall is at Baytown Lee High School. Shout out to Braylon Hall. He wore number 90. Big fella was putting in work. And did he put in work in that championship game? Also, Jaden Nederdog, Nederdog, He's from West Fork High School, which is a newer school around town, and he's about 5'10". Aiden Rager, R-E-I-D-R. He's at Deer Park High School. Shout out to him. How about Chance Simpson over at Klein High School? He was putting in work. He was on that team as well. And last but not least, Mr. Cameron York, about 6'3", over at Dawson High School. Shout out to those young men for winning the championship. That was a heck of an upset in the championship game. They beat a team that probably, if people didn't know any better and didn't see the way that the teams were assembled, you would swear that team was pre-stacked with guards. I mean, it was no way on paper that this team 2 was supposed to lose to team 6. Team 2 had not lost. They had won 5 straight games, had not lost all day. They were kicking ass, taking names. Jeremiah Oakperman, he's from Elkins High School. He's going to be their leading scorer. He's a kid that you talked about earlier this summer that fared well at the University of Houston team camp this past summer. He's that guy for Elkins. He played on that team that was assembled at U of H. He didn't play with Elkins. He played with the team. They had some type of special Cougar Select team, I think. Mm-hmm. And he was kicking butt on that team. People was like, who is this dude? Flipping through their rosters. That was Jeremiah. And you had LaPaul Warren. He's a kid over at Westbury High School. Athletic, short guy that he was hurt most of last season at Westbury, but he's going to be the leading scorer this year at that high school. One of the leading scorers in all of HISD. LaPaul Warren will be. You had JoJo McGowan. That name sounds familiar. He's over at Houston Christian High School. He's a kid that his stock blew up during the TABC up in. Yeah,
I saw that name somewhere. Yeah, JoJo
McGowan. And understand, Houston Christian has Landonville on one box, and they're gonna have Emmanuel. I want to chop up his last name, but Emmanuel McManny, who just transferred from Straight Jesuit to Houston Christian last week. And Manny is about 6'9", played with JL3 16Us, USA Basketball, and also Nike Elite 100 camp. You can't be chopped liver getting invited to both of those in the same summer. Matter of fact, that's very rare air for anybody who can say they got invited to both of those camps in the same summer. USA Mini Camp and, of course, Nike Elite 100. So there in the front court, that's the best front court on paper in all of Greater Houston, probably in anywhere in the state, aside from DFW. Dynamic Prep, get him a mulligan. On that. Maybe Fate Family, get him a mulligan. But any other school, that front court is probably second to none any other school in the state of Texas. That's Landonville and Manny. So JoJo is going to get plenty of attention because he's going to be so wide open because most teams are going to pack it in and try to zone in with those. And all JoJo got to do is just sit there and act like he at the carnival, the state fair, and just aim for the square, young man, and knock down shots because he's going to be so wide open, more wide open than he's probably ever been in his life. He will be this year while he's at Houston Christian. Also, on that team too, Vincent Crawford. Vincent Crawford, he's a young man from Pearland High School. And Pearland High School, he's a guard. And his team made it to the championship. His mom called. They didn't get their paperwork, the emails of confirmation. She was wondering and stressing, and may have sent 5 or 6 emails. Hey, what's going on? I still ain't got it. I said, be patient, mama. We got you. And it worked out great. And they had a great time at Ruck on Wood. Aiden McIntyre is another name on team 2. Aiden McIntyre, he's at the leading scorer at Lamar High School this past season. And so he has a brother that attended Lamar as well. Aiden he's a guard, and he's probably going to lead Lamar in scoring again this year as they welcome in a new head coach with a new regime, that third coach in 3 years at Lamar High School, Houston Lamar, that is. Marley Maxwell. He's a young man, wore number 72, had the yellow sleeve up on his jersey, or yellow undershirt on his jersey. Marley Maxwell, he was definitely impressive from day one. Communicated well. He had so much positive energy. He was relaxed and poised. And guess what? And the team won all the way until the championship game when they ran into a much hungrier Team 6. But Marley goes to St. Francis Episcopal. He's over there with Harold Baber, and that team there is going to be one to watch as well this year. Keto Ogu, that young man goes to Katy Tompkins High School. He's about 6'5". He was on that team too. And of course, last but not least, is Ezekiel Thibodeau. Ironically, Ezekiel Thibodeau was a teammate with LaPaul Warren at Westbury High School, but he transferred to Westbury Christian, from what I understand, about 2 weeks ago when school started. So this kid is about 6'8". He had a whole bunch of hair on his head, like one of them Jackson 5 hair dudes, but it wasn't, just half of the Silvers. Remember the singing group, the Silvers? That's how his do was on that head. But anyway, this young man here, Ezekiel Thibodeau, we don't call him Zeke. Zeke Thibodeau was definitely noticed on that court as well. There was a lot of other talent out there. A lot of guys. Brian Scott, want to acknowledge him. He's at Bel Air High School. He's about 6'8" hatter. Young man came over and spoke. As he spoke to me, he indirectly spoke to the coaches at University of Southern Arkansas, or Southern Arkansas University, SAU, and they had 2 coaches that were present yesterday. So, and he didn't know it, but those coaches were talking about him in the previous game, Brian Scott, and he didn't know it. He walked over and spoke, and that made it even greater of an impression because he walked over to speak to them. They were wishing they could get a chance to talk to him later on, but he came right over there on the sideline, spoke to me, spoke to those coaches, and you never know who's watching. That I guarantee you that if nothing else, he's going to probably be contacted by Southern Arkansas University. Head coach was there as well as an assistant. That's somebody say, I'm reading these comments. LaPaul Warren is probably going to lead the district in receiving in football. Oh, he's a football player as well. Okay, I didn't know LaPaul played football as well at Westbury High School. Good for him, because LaPaul Warren is probably inching at 6 foot tall, and football, if you're that, you're not short, but you're not outside of the regular measurables, then it's probably good if he can diversify his opportunities to play college ball or get a college education for free by using sports. So shout out to him as well. That's the class of 2027, the senior session. And it's funny, the 11th grade session is 54 minutes past the hour. We got 6 minutes to the top, 5 minutes to before we land the plane. And I want to give shout out briefly to the champions, only the champions I were mentioned of the 11th grade session, and that was Team 5. And Team 5 in the 11th grade session, that's Kingston Remy, Marcus Aria Chiba. Man, I just chopped his name clean up. Marcus, Areacibea, Areacibia, and Robert Chance Wilson, Aiden Gray, Isaiah Eglin, Tyson Gaines, Babacar Torre, and Jacob White. Shout out to those young men. Day 2 is the first time that I ever can recall, Adam, and Ruck on Wood, that a team that came last place in their pool actually won the championship of both sessions. That lets you know you can go and you get that breather and you put it all together and you believe in each other and just keep playing ball, keep balling on through. And that's what happened in both sessions. I want to applaud those guys. Talk more on that tomorrow and some other names of the 11th graders who caught my eye and the eyes of others while there.
Hey, man, you see what your boy talking about, man. That's Rod Will.
Oh, you want to talk baseball? He want to talk baseball?
No, he just said, come to the front of the room. The AL West is pitiful. That's what he said.
I mean, but guess what? Whoever in first place at the AL West gets to go to the playoffs. So automatic. So it's no problem. You worry about the Atlanta Braves. You worry about the Milwaukee Brewers, who's very hot right now. They beat Seattle 22-0 the other day, Adam. Milwaukee ain't a good market for Major League Baseball. They make it anywhere deep in the playoffs.
Yeah, it is, Jimmy. You have been up there?
Well,
Jimmy,
I'm
they
talking about
that done out, man.
No, I'm talking about the market for its visibility, like in Major League sports. You want the New Yorks and the LAs. You're not Wisconsin. Chicago is about 45 minutes away. But that's not the market they looking for. They want that Atlanta there. They want Major League Baseball. You prefer cities that have some thump to it, that way it can go across the country and people will watch. But let me tell you something. The Astros, they have had more different starting pitchers than any team in baseball this season. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they've been experimenting.
Why they get rid of the brother, though?
Which one?
The guy, the manager.
Oh, Dana Brown?
Yeah.
I think Dana just didn't do good enough.
What I tried to tell people in the beginning.
Dana just didn't do good enough, man. I mean, we normally try to protect him. Guess it was a good run for him. Because you can say now, they fired you when we was in first place. They let you know how bad the relationship had got. Yeah. We in first place, well, pretty much, the Astros, and you get fired. It ain't like you got fired in last place. So on his resume, you can say he left the Astros while they was on top. They still were on top of the division after winning the division a year ago, or coming in second or whatnot. But Dana, hey man, there's so many deals, man, you scratch your head about when he was there. But at the same time, and think about it, this Carlos Carrera deal came back to hunt him. That was the last big deal that he made. Carrera, he's out for the year. It ain't, injuries happen, yes. But he was already damaged goods when we got Carlos back from the Minnesota Twins. Then you start thinking about Springer was the first rip. George Springer was loved, and we still don't know who our center fielder is right now in the Astros. I'm talking about as far as common folk walking down the street that's even half baseball fans can't tell you who the center fielder is for the Astros. You knew when Springer was here. You knew when Springer was here. You definitely knew when.
Because you used to call him Springer. Springer. I didn't know nothing about his ass.
Right. And you know what? And if you performing like he was performing as a leadoff man, nobody cared about his speech impediment. Nobody even hardly knew he stuttered like he did.
That's right.
Because when you was winning and you kicking butt and you know, it's like it is some of those things, man.
No, it's cool.
We didn't get a pitcher at the break. I think was the straw that broke the camel's back for Dana. His inability to go and get a big name or reliable name arm to come into that bullpen. We got a marginal guy during the break that his first game he cracked like a raw egg. But guess what? We do got a guy that's competing for the Triple Crown this year. We got one of the most guys that's exciting enough for people that aren't even baseball fans that want to see him bat.
Who?
I mean, you're cutting
Alvarez.
You're damn right.
Okay.
Leading the league in batting average, home runs, and runs batted in for most of this season. If not right now, that's called a Triple Crown. Not many people have been fortunate enough to get that title of the Triple Crown in baseball. And I think last time it's been done in maybe 15 years. But so that's the Astros be all right. But I'm gonna tell you something. I mean, enough of that. It's time. God dog, guys. If you haven't watched any of these Little League baseball, it's time to start watching. At least catch a game going into the weekend when they get to the championships. This team from Iowa, they threw 2 no-hitters in a row, Heather. 2 no-hitters in a row. They almost lost the game. They were
because I like hit.
Yeah, but man, they had a big Bubba on the mound, big young fella, I say a big brother. Put it like that. I call him Big Bubba. That way you think a Bubba could be any color, but a brother ain't but one color.
Explain to me, hold up, before I go there, explain to me, because them people been sucking this dude clean off, Pete Cole Armstrong. What's so good about him?
I mean, he playing good ball right now. He playing good ball, you know, and that's ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with. I mean, I didn't say MVP. I said Triple Crown winner. What are we talking about?
No. They just got to talking about MVPs. Yeah. We know Alvarez ain't no damn MVP.
No. The team is not. He's not going to be. You know, if they gave the award after the season over with an Astro mess around and won the whole thing, yes. But yeah, I mean, Pete, and of course, Thaddeus Moody would say that. You know, the Cubs are playing good ball.
Oh, he played for the Cubs. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
that's another thing. That's another thing on Dana Brown. Dana Brown let Kyle Tucker get up out of here, man. And I heard it was not a big gap.
Tucker was crying, man, the other day.
Last week on the bench, crying. And that dude wanted to be in Houston. But guess what? I don't feel sorry for you, Kyle Tucker. You went to the Cubs. You want to go to you think about it, you went to the Cubs. Bregman came to the Cubs. You could have stayed there with Bregman. You left the Cubs and went to the Dodgers. Guess what? You get everything you deserve, including when Atlanta get a hold of that butt. Acuna. You know that. What's that saying on the Lion King had? Acuna. You got grandkid. You watched. I know you saw Lion King.
That man loved monster trucks and stuff, man. That man loved the Paw Patrol and all that. Man, oh my God. I didn't. Hey, Jimmy, you know anything about monster truck? You know the grave digger.
Well,
the grave.
Well, digger? That's the main one. That's the one. Yeah. That's the measuring stick of all the trucks. They used to come to the tire. I ain't never been to one of those things. But I know that.
They done took him already. That man loved monster trucks, man. Hey, hold up. Megalodon. Jimmy, hold up. Megalodon. Jimmy, I know all of them now.
You got to buy them then. You know what you got to buy for Christmas then.
Yeah.
And also, before we get up out of there, I want to give a shout out to Quantas White, Louisiana Lafayette, their staff. They had an elite camp, supposed to have been 80 kids there. Ended up being 160. They didn't know how to say no. They didn't know how to say no. They did not know how to say no. And I was invited to be the speaker at the camp. So I went down there and spoke at the camp. gave some encouraging words to the players, gave them a few tips, and actually I was on time in regarding to the allotted time to get done speaking. So that was good. I was proud of myself. Didn't go over in regards to that. Got my little camp T-shirt on today for Louisiana Lafayette down. And one thing about it, you get down that way in Lafayette, how you ain't got you can close your eyes and pick a good restaurant. A good shrimp basket is a premium down there, boy. They got that good seafood down that way. Gonna get you going. But also, there was another camp that was held on Sunday in Houston, which kind of, they had 130-ish kids. And this camp was at Houston Christian University. So that's great for Houston Christian University, but it was called an elite camp. And when people got there, they were calling this that a lot of the talent there was anything but elite camp. Houston Christian does not recruit high school players out of Houston. Now, they may be turning a new leaf, who knows? But elite camps, we all know those camps are used to subsidize some of the salaries of the assistants. But if it's not invite only, then you're not limited to a number, then why are schools study calling these camps elite camps? Elite are supposed to be for a certain threshold of kids, of talent. And also, Houston Christian University, if anybody's watching right now, here's my only gripe with this. And it might touch some people the wrong way, but this is my thing. If the school is Houston Christian University, it used to be named Houston Baptist University. That means if you go to that school, part of your whatever your degree plan is, you're going to have to take courses or going to take classes that's under the tree or the scope of Christian or Baptist, right? That's part of being there. It's like if you go to BYU, you're going to take some courses that's related to Mormon, no matter what. That's part of being at that school. Well, if you Houston Baptist University / Houston Christian University, a lot of these young kids and their parents have religious obligations that they have to choose the other side of the fence and against during the grassroots season. Meaning that a lot of people go to church or members of churches, but they play so much basketball in the summer that they can't get there. They have to be on the road for the betterment of those parents, thinking that their son is going to miss out on some exposure. Well, if you're Baptist / Christian University, any day that you do your elite camp on should not be on a Sunday morning. That means now you're no greater than the AAU events that you preach against. You're no value. How is that? What kind of stance is that saying? Sunday morning.
But how do you know them people are preaching against AAU events?
I'm not saying they're preaching against it. I say the stance that you take. If you're taking a stance against playing too much basketball, well, even pro your stance, not against nobody else. Being pro you. If anything, you start your camp in the afternoon. That's what I'm getting to. At least you're not inserting right in there and you're being this Baptist / Christian, but the kids are having to go choose and come to your camp and get there. Only one court, Heather, with 130 kids.
Nightmare.
You see?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
So that's the ticket on regarding to that. Want to just get that out there. Otherwise, shout out to Melvin Dews and the rest of the fellow Rod Wells. Ohtani not winning the MVP, Rod Wells. I'm sorry to let you know that. Yeah. They ain't winning. They're not winning the MVP. Yeah, but anyway, guys, it's time to slide on down. Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing. And look how cold Sandra done got. This was done during the
I saw that AI generated thing.
Yeah, she went and made one of them AI thing, the chat GT, whatever they call it, and made one during the thing. I said, okay, It works as long as it got everything on it, everything right.
Hey.
We take it. I mean, what she did was this the initial one. It's one like this. This is one.
Right.
This is one that we post around the thing. So she just turned it into that.
Yeah, just turn. Yeah.
And
Hey,
a lot of people,
that's being smart.
Yeah, hey, being smarter than what she is. Don't forget, guys, that season opener. We'll talk more about that on tomorrow. Go over to rcsports.com. Check out the schedule, November 13th and 14th. Now the next up is this weekend, 9th and 10th graders. If you have, we only had about 15 slots left. 9th to 10th grade. If they are elite, if they are red ant and whatever ant bed they are, then let us know. We can get them an invite. They can get in Ruck on Wood this Sunday. Anyway, guys, share the show on your way out the door. That is. See you guys on tomorrow. Peace.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Trey Phillips say then they use a little small. I don't know, Trey. I wasn't there, but that's what one of the parents that came over told me. So that's allegedly, from what I understand, they had one court. Melvin Dews says nothing. And I don't know if he's saying nothing to the answer to the question, but that's that's they got to do better, man. We all do, but hell,
yeah,
come on, man.
We'll get
come
it.
on, man. Don't just grabbing people bread like that.
All right, we out of here, y'all.
Oh man, y'all peace.
I got him.